Hey everyone, it is that time, it is I, and yes, today we're taking a look at the World War II tank movie called Fury, brought to us by director and writer David Ayer, which gives us the story of the crew of a Sherman tank named Fury. Led by War Daddy Collier, this group has survived many a battle together, alright? But when they lose one of their own, they end up getting a rookie joining their ranks, which does disrupt the camaraderie and the cohesive group that they do have. And we see the challenges that this crew faces as they join the other Allied forces to make the final push into Germany to defeat the SS soldiers that are making a stand, that are making it difficult for the Allies to defeat the Nazis during World War II. Fury. Now, when I was a kid, the portrayal of very graphic war pictures, very gritty, dirty, just showing you what hell war really was, were the Vietnam movies, okay? The Hamburger Hills, the Full Metal Jacket, the Platoons, okay? That's what we got. We didn't get any World War II movies that showed it as such a gritty and violent thing that war actually is. Not until Saving Private Ryan did we actually really get this. Fury has that spirit of Saving Private Ryan in trying to portray the realistic and horrific things that happen during battles, especially during armor versus armor battles. Some of the scenes in here are just intense and had me holding my breath many times throughout this movie. We don't get a whole lot of battles, but when we do, wow, are they intense scenes, and you get to see just how much of a resistance this force met when they got into Germany. Now, you've got War Daddy, the leader of the group, Don Collier, played by Brad Pitt. Loved his character. I loved it because we shown a vulnerable leader. We've got a leader who is hard-nosed in front of his other soldiers, the soldiers he commands. He is hard-nosed, but he's just a solid leader. And then we get to see a little bit of a vulnerability to him that his fellow soldiers don't see. And I liked that. I liked the fact that they gave that to him because it showed that he just isn't quite, completely cold yet, and war has affected him in more ways than one. Actually, the rest of his crew as well, we see how war has affected him. We get Shia LaBeouf playing Boyd Bible Swan. Loved his performance as well. Hardly recognized Shia in this film, regardless of his off-screen shenanigans that he might have. I say I really enjoyed his role in here as the religious one of the group, the guy, the saved one, if you will. Loved his performance in here. And then you've got Michael Pena in here as Gordo Garcia, and another fun character, interesting character. It's different from the rest in his approach to things, and you can see how war has affected him as well. And finally, you got Jon Bernthal, who was from the Walking Dead series and also Wolf of Wall Street, in here as Coon-Ass Travis. Not a really great nickname, but his guy is the most volatile, the most violent, the most angry character out of it, and the most defiant against War Daddy versus the other group. Now, I did enjoy Logan Lerman's performance as Norman Ellison, the new guy, the rookie. You may remember Logan from the Percy Jackson series. This is definitely a departure from those films, and it's great to see him in a mature role like this. And we are connected to the audience. We as the audience see the war through his eyes and just how horrific things can be and just how much hell war really is during those battles. And so he's the connection, and we also see how it changes him as well. Now, this isn't got quite the emotional punch to the gut that Saving Private Ryan did, but that doesn't make it any less effective with its portrayal of the very graphic portrayal of the battles that happen and what happens to these individuals as the movie moves along, and we see the not so pleasant side of our Allied forces, and we just see how war is hell. I loved Fury. It had me holding my breath every other scene. You felt like you were inside the tank with these guys. You felt close to them because the cinematography brought you close to them. And the battles and the cinematography for the battles as well, shot beautifully, fantastically, and horrifically for some of the things that happened on there. I highly recommend Fury. One of my top films, 5 stubs for me on this film. Had an emotional impact, had me holding my breath, and it really just got to me, okay, and shows you just how horrific even the battles during World War II are. Something very few films seem to do even yet today after Saving Private Ryan. And that'll about do it for us here at The Final Cut. If you've seen Fury, please leave your comments down below. Always want to hear what you have to say about these films. And if you're interested, I will be a guest on Time with Timmy podcast. That's this Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. It is on the Fishbowl Network. I'll be on there. So I'm looking forward to that. Hope you tune in there. And keep tuned in here to The Final Cut. Got a lot more great stuff for you coming at you. Thank you so much for your support, and as always, keep that ticket stub.